first of all, I just want to thank you all for being so excited. I mean, you must imagine how would you feel if you got received like that. So I want to thank you guys for making us feel so welcome. Thank you. Awesome. So Kim and I are so excited about being here. And just so you know, Kim is like not the talkative one, so I'll probably be the most talkative, but she's the brains of the operations, of our operation, and the beauty. But you guys, like first of all, what I want to do is just ask you guys, when you saw some of the snippets from the race, do you guys have any questions at all? Yes, sure, right there.
How long did it take for you to win?
Actually, it was 6 weeks. It took us 6 weeks to go around the world.
That's actually really fun. How did you feel when we were walking across that thing?
Oh my God! Yeah, when we were in New Zealand and we were, I was walking across that bridge. That was really scary. But pulling myself up, that was the hardest thing because I was a lot heavier then, and then just to use these arms to pull myself up, it was very, very difficult and so scary to walk. But actually, I just wanted to make certain that I didn't fall because they said I would have to do it again and I couldn't lift myself again.
During the video, we heard that you were saying, "My Jesus, let me go through this."
Oh, that's so sweet that you asked that. But yeah, no, for me personally, we're not here to talk about this, but Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior and Kim's, and nothing good is possible without Him. So, yeah, awesome. Let me go in the back there.
What did you do with all your money?
Whoa! Well, let me let you
That's
guys
the
know.
beginning of this whole journey that we took, was this whole thing. Before we did the race, then we had a multi-million-dollar business that we were in with kind of like our best friend, and he was like a love brother to us. And anyway, we ended up having a partnership dispute, so we were actually in court, because we didn't have a business. He took our business from us. So because we didn't have anything else going on, didn't have a job, we were kicked out of our business. So
We were in bankruptcy and foreclosure, so we were at the bottom of our lives.
Yeah, and so what this man did right here, while I was not feeling too good since we didn't have any money, and I had children at the time, we had children at the time, he said, "Kim, guess what? I think we should do the Amazing Race. We should do a game show. Instead of thinking about a job or a career," he said, "let's go on the game show." Because we just wanted something positive to happen in our lives, what was going on. And plus, there were probably about 3 or 4 other people from nowhere probably over a month's time span that just came up to us and told us that we should do the Amazing Race. And we were wondering, well, why would they just all of a sudden tell us that we were the perfect couple to do the Amazing Race? And it was our favorite show at the time, so we just did it. And we went on it not thinking that we were going to win. We only wanted to go on it just to get away from the negativity that was in our life at the time.
Right, and then just to go on with what she was saying, you guys, that was the lowest point of our lives to this point. And just so you know, don't give up during your lowest time. Don't, dwell in the negative. Just try something that you're passionate about, and then we had the best thing that ever happened to us in our lives, which was winning and going on the Amazing Race. So remember that. Yes, young lady.
Did you ever get to sleep during the Amazing Race? Or?
Did we ever get to sleep? Yeah. The thing is
Not a lot.
there are 13 legs on the Amazing Race, and once you come to the final, you do your final task and you go through, then you get to sleep for you get 12 hours of where you're off the count. Yeah, so you can sleep, eat, and do all that stuff. So we got about 4 or 5 hours of sleep.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes.
How heavy was you had to carry?
Oh my God, I'm glad you asked that. It was so heavy. And the cool thing about it is, when I first started with the meat, you know, I'm carrying it like that because I'm a man, you know, I'm just carrying it like that. And I'm just, and then it got heavier and heavier. And it's 104 degrees out there. So and then my arm started shaking. Then all of a sudden, I said, oh, okay. Then I touched it on my body and I'm like, ugh, this is meat. And I'm smelling all like meat, right? And then I said, I'm still walking, but it was like 3 miles. So then pretty soon, man, I forgot all about that. I had it on my head. It was just blood dripping. But guess what, you guys? Then we had to go on an airplane. How would you like to be on an airplane next to a guy that just was smelling like meat and stuff? So we felt sorry for the whole plane.
But you know what? We didn't use our brains at that time because guess what we should have done? We should have done it together. I should have held one end and Chip should have held the other end. But we didn't think about that.
Yeah, we didn't think about that.
Now we think about it.
Yeah, after the race.
How did you guys about the amazing race?
Well, to go out for the amazing race, you just had to send in a 3-minute video. And that's the thing, you guys. Everybody comes up to us all the time and they say, man, I have a partner, I wish I could go on the amazing race. There's only one guarantee that you won't get on the amazing race. That's if you don't turn in the video. Same thing with you guys. Always apply. You don't know what's going to happen.
Was there any cheaters during the game?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
The guy on the right hand, the guy on the right hand like broken down bars.
Yeah, there were some cheaters, but I don't want to talk about it. But yes, there were some cheaters.
They were using cell phones because back then, guess what, you guys? We were just starting to have cell phones because this was a while back, and you were not supposed to have a cell phone in your backpack with you. So a couple of teams did sneak in some cell phones.
All right, wait, you guys, Kim's a little bitter about that. So yes.
Was the maze actually from the upgrade part? Because I actually seen that from the upgrade part.
Well, I don't know. It may have been like a duplicate of it, but this was in Fort Worth, Texas. Yeah, so it was. It was so hard. Yes, honey.
What was your favorite place?
Our favorite place?
No, yeah, what was your favorite place?
Okay, all of them really were, but Kim and I always agreed. There's this little, there's this set of islands off of the Philippines. The Philippines was wild. We don't much like the Philippines that much. No, we love the Philippines. But off of the Philippines, these islands, they're called Palawan Islands. And Kim and I have been to the Caribbean islands. We've been to probably like 20 islands. But these are the most beautiful. So the Palawan Islands, and that's where we were going up the ascender and rowing and going for that oyster, that big oyster. That was
What was your hardest challenge?
Oh, well, that one where I was whenever I had to pull this weight, man, it was like, because I didn't know that I should have used my legs, so I was using mainly my arms, and they were about to like fall off. Yes, honey?
Well, how surprised were you when you finally realized that you won?
So surprised because you don't know how close the teams are. You cannot tell if they're 5 minutes from you or just a minute.
And to this day, we're still the oldest team to ever win the Amazing Race. And like somewhere near the middle of the race, the producers of the show would come, and the executive producer, Bertram Van Munster, he has this voice in his weird. He said, "Chief Kim, you guys could win this show. You could win it." And then Kim and I was like, "Oh, thank you, Bertram." And then we just go behind us. He's so full of stuff. He's just trying to get us to win. We had no idea. We did not. So it's not like we're losers or anything. We went on the Amazing Race to just get out of our negative situation. And it was only our destiny and the grace of God that we won. Yes, sir.
Did you have fun?
Oh, this was absolutely the best thing Kim and I have ever done. It was just it was the best. What's so bad is I'm such a positive person, but I'm realistic too. I would just be hard pressed to think how we could ever do anything as great as that. But guess what? We will. How cold was it in the snow, Kim?
Oh, wow. That was in Canada. When we were up, what is that called?
The Continental Divide.
Oh, okay. So what was that we were on?
The gondola.
Oh, yeah, I guess they did call it a gondola. So we were up there. I'm sure it was below zero, and I can't remember what the wind chill was, but because it was so cold, the wind, it was almost like sharp knives.
Like razor blades. I had my hands on with my glove like that.
That's how cold
It was so freezing. And we don't ski, we don't go in the snow, so it was really cold. Okay, we're California people.
How did it feel when you guys had to go back, when you guys finally thought that you guys were the first people there? How did it feel when you guys had to go back?
Demoralized. We still, when everybody says, oh, you know what, you guys, we couldn't go on the Amazing Race because, we're not thinking, we say, Kim and I seriously are the most bumbling, I would say the I word, but we're not. We're the most bumbling people that you could imagine. So that really made us think that, why are we even doing this? So but the object of the game is to not come in last for 13 legs, because the team that comes in last place, they may get eliminated. So all of the younger teams, they would be going so fast to try to come in first. But Kim and I, we were true to the rules. We just expended enough energy in order not to come in last. And then on the last leg, that's when we just shot everything. Let me get somebody whoever I got people to use.
How did it feel like when in the middle and the end, like in the middle you kept winning, and then in the end when you were the final team to compete for $1 million, what did it feel like?
Man, just pretty much no words. It was.
Yeah, it was fabulous. But we went on it knowing that we really wanted to enjoy the journey. So I'll say one of my favorite places was Tanzania, because actually we had this beautiful, beautiful family. Right during the middle of the race, we had to take them some furniture, and so then they actually offered us lunch. So Chip and I stopped racing, and we decided to sit down with them and break bread. So that was one of my favorite parts of the race, just to enjoy things.
Which competition was your favorite?
Competition?
Oh, he liked eating
eggs,
right? He had.
Well, no, one that I don't know if it's my favorite, but where I excelled, where I was the man, is when we were not doing so well and we arrived in Russia. And when we arrived there were these girls, and they were slumped over the table. And we were, what the heck? And then they said, Chip, Kim, we're glad you arrived. Will you hurry up and show these producers that it's humanly impossible for somebody to eat a liter of caviar? I went, a liter of caviar? So then I sat down at the table, and it looked like I couldn't do it. But I reflected back to when I was a little kid, and my mother used to make me eat like Brussels sprouts and stuff I didn't like, and liver. And so what I would do is, there was this thing you probably never even heard of. You heard of Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I used to have my little Kool-Aid, and I would just eat the Brussels sprout, the liver, and I just drink the Kool-Aid, and I do it so fast just to make my mother upset. And she would say, boy, you ate it so fast, you didn't even get the nutritional value. So anyway, I reflected back to that. They had some fruit punch right there with the caviar. So I took, and look, these girls had been there for 3 hours. They had saline poisoning and everything. I took it and I went into eat mode. And I went, wow, and drank, and I was through in 15 minutes. And that was our first place. So I'm the greatest eater in the world. Have we ever been to Idaho?
No, I would love to go there. Have you been there?
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, we have to go to Idaho. Yes, ma'am.
You should suggest something to the Amazing Race, like a challenge, right?
Oh, so I should suggest what? Yeah, cool. That would
Do
be
you
cool.
have one in mind?
Yeah, if you have one, you guys
What should we
email
do?
us. Wow, cool. Okay, who haven't I called? Okay.
What challenge was the most easiest for you?
What was the most?
The easiest.
The easiest. Oh, the one that Kim did.
Which one?
Where you dug in the sand.
That took 45 minutes. Did you guys see that? Where I had to go by, and it was actually in The Mummy. Who's ever seen The Mummy?
A scarab.
Do you know what a scarab is?
No. Yes.
So I had to, it's an old, I don't know how many thousands of years old it was, but I had to find this little rock, and it had crabs on it or something. I can't even remember what was in it. But it was, they threw it in the sand, so I had to go and dig it out. But what he doesn't realize is it took me 45 minutes to try to dig it out, and my hands were covered with blisters and sores. It was extremely challenging. Plus, it was like 100 degrees, so it was really hot. And that was in Africa.
Okay. Now, have you guys ever seen one of those movies where one person gives this side of the story and then the real story comes? Okay, here's the real story. In the Amazing Race, before Kim and I were on it, it was where the teams would come and whichever partner wanted to do the task, they could do it, right? But I did, and the three guys, the three finishers, all the guys did 11 of the tasks, and the woman and their wives or girlfriends did one of the tasks.
It's called a roadblock.
Yeah, roadblock. And then, but after our show now, they have to do 6 and 6 because it's broken down. So the one that Kim did, it took her like 5 minutes, and she didn't even get her nails dirty. But anyway, who's it? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
So, the first part of the Amazing Race, when you won, do you want to go back to the pier where you started and look at the place where you ran to the
I think we did, didn't we? It was a Santa Monica.
Yeah, Santa Monica.
We went back.
We actually grew up in Los
Yeah, we grew up in
Angeles, so
LA,
we
yeah.
were always there quite a bit.
Yeah, it's great that you say that because it looks so different. Because on that day, and the one thing about that long pier, man, I took off and I was like great running until it's like a gorilla jumped on my back about halfway through. Then I was like limping, So it was on that pier. It was a long pier.
Was it hard to open up that giant oyster?
Yeah, that was pretty hard. That was really pretty hard. And the one funny thing about that is Kim is not a swimmer, but she had to participate in that. So she was standing at the edge while I was swimming, and all she had to do, she was in the water going like this with her thumb, like going like this. That's my little cutie there. Yes.
Was it easy to like climb across those buildings like on your back when you're on the zip line and then on their side you come down on the zip line?
Yes, the zip line. Yeah, that was very exciting. Yeah, that was kind of fun doing the zip line. Well, we did a zip line.
We were in
Africa, and that was
We did that.
really great.
Well, and we were on it, we wanted to see some beautiful safari animals. And what did we end up seeing? Off in the distance, I think we only saw a giraffe.
Yeah,
Did we see an elephant? We didn't see an elephant.
we were in Tanzania and Kenya for like 5 days and didn't see an animal, except for like 3 miles away. So that was like a bummer.
How was it like when you had to jump off the waterfall?
Did jump off that waterfall? In the
New Zealand, grade 5.
when we were doing the what's that called? Sledging. So she can't swim. She's such a trooper that she went off a grade 5. She was doing all this stuff, and she was such a trooper. Can't swim and did all that stuff. So that was really, I was proud of her for that. Yes.
How big was the maze we get in?
Say that again.
The maze.
How big was it?
I mean, how hard was it?
Oh! See, the thing that even made it harder is that was the end of the 6 weeks of us just going through, and what we gave it a real name. It was called killer fatigue. It was like that kind of thing. Which way do I go? Kim since we didn't want her to do the tasks really, but Kim would like literally tell me turn left, turn right. I was like spent completely. I lost 25 pounds in those 6 weeks. Here's a funny story, you guys. When we went on the Amazing Race, we couldn't tell anybody. Contractually, we couldn't. So, at our church, later on, we realized that they somehow, because when we got back from being gone for 6 weeks, we didn't know what had happened in America. So things like, that's when the Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake Super Bowl thing had happened. And that's when in New York there was a blizzard. And we had told them we went to New York for some crazy reason. So they would ask us things and we'd be kind of sketchy. So then later on, after they found out we were on the Amazing Race, they thought that Kim and I had gone to a marriage retreat or that I had a drug problem because I came back lying and I lost 25 pounds. They were so happy we went on the Amazing Race. They said if you guys only knew the rumors that we had out about you guys, it was like messed up, but yeah.
Was that in Hawaii where you opened?
No, that was in the Philippines, the Palawan Islands I was talking about.
There are thousands of tiny islands.
Yeah, yeah.
About the plan what happened? Like, how did you and why?
There was a clue inside, and I went and grabbed. Pardon? Yeah, right. No.
They ate the clip.
Right. Yeah. No. Okay, I'm gonna ruin a bunch of intrigue for you guys. Those big crabs weren't real. Clams weren't real. Oh man, I should have told you that.
I thought they were real.
No, those weren't real.
I can believe that.
Yeah, right. Let me tell you, because my arm wasn't going in the real one, okay?
That would not be a good idea.
Yes, I do.
If you could do the Amazing Race again, what would you do differently next time?
Okay, see, you just assumed something. Now, the Amazing Race was the best experience of our lives. And one of the things that made it the best is because we won. We also know, based on all of the friends, we have a lot of friends who've done it. If you don't win, that thing wasn't so great. Because first prize is $1 million. Second prize is $25,000. Okay? Third prize is $10,000. And fourth one, you don't get anything. So, I would not do it again because I already have the perfect memories and I want them to remain pristine. And I've been there, done that.
Did you guys see what happened with the guys after you in the meetings? Because when we saw that part when you guys were doing meetings, they just kept on going left and they ended up finding it.
Yeah, everybody actually did end up finding their way out. And if you guys, if you want to, our names are Chip and Kim.
Yeah.
If you, our email address is chip@chipandkim.com. If you guys just email us, we can send you the link. Oh, and then she has it. Okay, and so you can get the links and any questions you have, we would email you back. Who haven't I called on it yet? I don't want to miss them. So yeah, only keep your hands up if you haven't asked the question yet.
How hot was it when you were in the desert?
Oh my God.
Oh, wow. Well, because we got stuck in the truck. How many times did we get stuck in that truck?
Oh man, because we were in those dune buggies and I thought I could drive and I was laughing at people. I got stuck in that sand. Man, you get stuck in that sand. It's rough. That was rough. And then also while we were riding on camels, not fun. Not fun. We were riding on camels through the Sahara Desert. It was beautiful, but it was hot. But the one thing to just show how different people are, it was hard for us riding on the camel. There was this one cameraman who was like this guy about 5'9", weighed about 140 pounds. He got this huge camera on his shoulder, and he was in the sand backtracking, getting camera shots in 104 in Sahara Desert. So he loved it. I didn't love it so much. So
do you guys know where Dubai is? That was in Dubai.
Yeah, Sahara Desert in Dubai.
Yeah,
okay, so only the people who haven't asked it. Okay.
Did you prepare at all for the Amazing Race?
That is a great question because the answer is we did one thing to prepare. We put rocks in our backpack and we walked up our hill, we lived in Cody de Casa, and we walked up a hill, every day. However, the other side of that, we have never been camping, never been hunting, never been fishing. We're like Los Angeles inner city kids, right? We never did all that. So we went to this place, you guys have probably heard of REI?
Yeah.
Okay, we went to REI, and we're like, we need to get some stuff, and they said, like, where are you going? Is it hot or cold? Well, so we didn't know anything, and we couldn't ask anybody, and the internet was kind of prevalent, but not really that prevalent. So we're on the start line with jeans on. And all the other teams later told us, they said, man, we didn't think you guys were going to make it out of the first leg. Who comes on the Amazing Race with jeans? Yes. Okay, let me just make certain, only people who haven't asked anything. Yes, honey?
Did the camera crew get in your way at any time?
Did the camera crew get in our way? No, and the rules on the camera crew are, well, the rules that we had to stay within 20 feet of each other, and the one thing that, the Amazing Race wins the Emmy almost every year, and it's really, I'm certain, because that thing, the Amazing Race is so true, it's not effective at all. It's like they never told us, Chip and Kim do this, they just get the, it's not like the rest of the reality shows when, they kind of write a story or whatever. So, let me just make certain, only people who haven't asked. Okay.
When you were diving near that big oyster, how big do you think it was?
The oyster? I think it was like that.
Oh, no, it was
yeah, that clam was there.
huge.
It was huge. But it was fake, thank goodness.
Big.
Yeah. So did everybody who didn't, the only people who didn't ask the question yet, I'm gonna make sense. Okay.
Did you ever doubt that you might not make it that far? Did you ever have doubt in yourself?
Did I ever have doubt? I was immersed in doubt. I mean, and I'm a very positive person. Yes, there was doubt. However, I somehow made myself not feel bad about it because we did not go on the Amazing Race to win because we thought it was impossible. But that's a life lesson that we learned. The thing is Bill Gates, Oprah Winfrey, Warren Buffett, they didn't know exactly what they would be doing and where they would be now. None of them would tell you, I knew I would be Oprah. And she didn't know that. All she did was took a step, and then you take another step, and then all of a sudden you get like-minded people. So you guys just know that whatever you're passionate about, you can't fail unless you quit.
After you climbed the ladder and across the how did you feel like sad or mad that you had to jump right back down after all that hard work?
No, just the opposite. I was so elated to just get out of that situation. I was completely spent. It was like, get me off of this stuff. I was actually happy I didn't have to climb back down.
Oh, and then you're scared of heights, right?
No.
You used to wait to the end.
Oh, you did. Awesome. Yeah, they were pretty cool, huh? Oh, that's awesome.
What was your least favorite challenge?
Least favorite challenge? Oh, definitely eating ostrich eggs. Because one ostrich egg is equivalent to either 18 or 24 regular eggs. And I'm very picky with the way my food is prepared, and I can't cook, and I burnt it. Oh my God. Burnt food for me is like the worst thing possible. Burnt food, I hate burnt, and I had to eat burnt egg, ostrich egg. And so,
Then it was smelling, and then some of the other racers that were sitting on the sides, and they had a pail, and they
Okay.
So we had to smell that, so that was
Is this going on YouTube?
Is what?
This film.
Oh, I don't know. I'll ask Julie, would it be possible? And yeah, maybe so. Yes.
How were the ostrich eggs prepared?
By a very terrible chef that burnt them in a skillet, just in a skillet. There was no oil. Oh, it was bad. It was bad.
Which team did you feel bad when they had to leave the Amazing Race?
Oh, there was this team called Marshall and Lance, and they were two brothers, and they were and those guys, they were our guys. We were still in touch with a lot of them, but really mainly them too.
Do you think about doing the Amazing Race together?
Will we ever do it again? No. No, but then again, we say no. You know, you always say no, and then let them make a real offer, and maybe so. Was that what?
Oh, the rat reel.
Oh, no.
That would be bad.
Oh, yeah, right, no.
In the video we just watched, we saw a water slide. Where was the water slide at?
That was in Dubai. Dubai was just amazing, you guys. I'm talking about that thing. It's so much opulence. It was amazing.
When you were in the maze, or this is what another group did, they looked above to see where they were going.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just had the name of our strategy throughout the race was called like lack of strategy. So.
What were those that you guys were holding and like they looked like Egypt with the big pyramids at night?
Those on the those were just the blocks that the pyramids, and those things were just huge, and oh my God.
Yeah, and he actually had to help another team.
Yeah, we did that. We know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
But some people, when you were at the end, with some people being sore losers.
No, at the end, nobody was a sore loser. No, they were all supportive. You know, at least that's what they showed us. We don't know what they said in their hotel rooms. They were really supportive.
Thank you. So, do you think you'll have more to do with the game show, or are you done with game shows?
She wants me to do Big Brother. Have you guys ever heard of that? No way. I don't want to do it at all. No. So what is the timing, or what else should we?
It's really entirely up to you.
Okay. Yeah.
I would like to know, in terms of, I mean, you went places you've never had ever planned to go, I'm sure. What are some things that you learned about other places in the world that you would never have found out if you hadn't been on The Amazing Race? Boys and girls, please put your hands down and just listen.
Well, maybe you could talk about the differences between Russia and
Right.
Tanzania, how we were treated, the culture.
Well, now this is real stuff I'm going to tell you guys right now. In Russia, we realized, because we compared notes with the other racers, and the other racers in Russia got charged much less because we were rushing for their calves in Russia. They were treated nicely, and they really enjoyed Russia. And we were like treated really not nice in Russia.
And then they charged.
Yeah, they charged us. They charged us like 3 or 4 times more than they charged them for Texas. But now, Africa, Kim and I were treated like a king and queen. We got some free stuff, and we got the, so we got treated well. So in the world, even you see that there is you get treated really nicely in certain places, and then in some places you don't. But I'll tell you what, there is always some, like in Russia though, we did have an angel. We call her an angel. We were on these Russian trains, and how many of you know how difficult it would be if you're looking to read something and you see no A's, no B's, no C's, no D's. You don't know how to read anything. But this angel who was going to work, she took us to the Hermitage Museum she walked us to it, and she was going to be late for work and everything. So you find the kindness of people if you really, look for it and avail yourselves to it.
Oh yeah, no, that was just really the hardest part of the race was the lack of communication. It's very difficult in countries like that to communicate. But I would say that Russia was a place that I had never thought that I would want to visit, but it was one of the most amazing and beautiful places. And like I said, we went to the Hermitage, and actually in that museum, it was so grand, and what we had to do was find a picture of the prodigal son, and because, we had learned about the prodigal son in the Bible from years back, we went right to it, right? We were able to pick it out, so I mean, that was just a real good experience.
Yeah, and we stayed at St. Catherine, St. Catherine's Palace, Peter the Great's girl. Is there anything else?
Boys and girls, can you put your hands down, please? I always tell my class, when your hand is up, your ears are closed. I want you to be listening to what they say. My other question was about your attitude and your perseverance and how you dealt with frustration and how you chose to treat each other in those situations. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because sometimes we deal with frustration and we're not quite sure what to do with it.
Well, Kim and I, we live our lives pretty much based on we have no control over anything that happens. I mean, absolutely none. Miss Ryerson over here could right now say, okay, enough time, get out of here, Chip and Kim. And we have no control over that. We have no control if, something hit my leg. We have no control over what happens. But guess what? The only one thing we have total control over, our attitude towards what happens to us. Did you really hear that? So, but our belief is, with our faith, is we know that everything is going to be all right anyway in the end, right? So why not enjoy the journey? So we choose to enjoy the journey. And I hope you guys really hear that. So if you know that at the end of this school year, you're going to graduate on to the next grade, and no matter how hard things are right now, you may not get the grades that you want, or you may not do as well on the test that you want. But at the end of the year, you're going to graduate and everything's going to be fine. Just have a great attitude. Because wouldn't it be sad, is it for the next 10 years, well, let's just say, let me put it like this. What if you knew that in 10 years you were going to achieve all your goals, all your aspirations, all the money you wanted, all the food you want to eat, all the places you want to go? That's going to happen, okay? That's a given. That's going to happen, okay, you guys? However, what if for that whole 10 years you're like, oh my God, it's not happening yet. It's not, oh God, is it ever going to happen? For your 10 years, then you finally get it. Then, okay, you got it. What if you know you're going to have it in 10 years? What if the attitude is, all right, man, I'm enjoying now because I know what's coming. Attitude. Attitude. So Kim and me, that's the thing that people who didn't see our season of The Amazing Race, they come over, I know you guys wanted to kill each other. No, we didn't. We wanted to enjoy the journey. We really smelled the roses. When everybody else is racing, we were sitting in Africa on the porch of these people eating fruit that they offered to us. And we enjoyed the journey. And we still won. So we feel that it's the journey. Yes, sir?
Another TV show that you guys could go on is Survivor.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's my
Never.
Yes.
Never.
Yes. Yes.
No.
Do it.
No. What we'll do, here's what we'll do. Whoever really loves that show wants to go, Kim and I will pray for you guys and help you.
When you went to the different places, you have to learn different languages, like to speak, so you can understand, like Spanish, that kind of stuff.
No, we didn't.
Actually, I heard like these Spanish people, like when you guys were doing the race, but it was like I think it was taxis. No, these Mexican guys trying to hand out coffee.
Oh, okay.
And like the people, they're like the girl, like I think it was the twins. They're like they tried to do an accent.
All right. Right. Yeah, no, I can do an accent.
Do it.
But that's about it. No.
If you could make up your own little activity or something, what would it be? Like, what would you make up? Like, what would
Well, she was pretty good at making up challenges. You know what? Actually, you guys, we are Kim and I are realtors, and we have a farm area, and we just planned it to late this year, but next year in one of our communities we're going to have the amazing Halloween race, and we're going to do things like cornhole, around in the neighborhood.
And what's the bottle flipping?
Yeah, flipping bottles. You guys know about flipping bottles? Yeah. Bottle flipping.
Okay.
So we're going to do all those kind of
We're
things.
going to do one for more to get kids involved.
Yeah, that's what we want to do.
So whatever ideas you guys have, send them to us. Because we want to know.
Yes, honey.
How long have you guys been standing outside, and how many children do you have?
We just walked out. So she timed it perfectly. We just got here right on time, and we have 3 children. Now that was true and untrue because these kids are older than me. They ain't children anymore. My oldest is 35, and we have 31 and 29. Yeah, so we have these old kids. I don't like to say their ages because they make me seem old. I'm young.
All right.
In Africa, how are the other teams treated?
Oh, in Africa, they were charged way more money for the taxes than we were, and a couple of them got. Actually, in Africa, they tried to rob me in a taxi, and they tried to rob they did rob the other 2 people. But for me, I thought really quickly because we had our cameraman with us, and this guy, they got us way out in the middle of wherever, and then he said, "You," because he couldn't speak English or whatever. And I went, "What?" He went, like that, and then I said. And then I guess I did an Eddie Murphy impersonation. I said, "I don't know if you can understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, but I am from America, and I'm with the FBI, and I'm with the Sheriff's Department and the Police Department. And these guys right here with cameras, these are not cameras, these are guns in here. So if you turn around and do that one more time, we will have to be forced to take these guns out on you." And he looked at me. So you gotta be quick on your feet. That's a true story, right?
That's true. Okay, but how about 3 more questions and then we'll do some
Okay,
pictures.
3 more questions.
How old were you when you started the baseball?
I was 46.
And I was 44.
Wow.
Okay, let's see. You.
How did you like participating in a game show?
Best thing we ever did in our whole lives. We talked about that, and it is the best thing. Okay.
Last question, make it a good one.
Yeah, okay. This got to be a good question, man.
Is that a good one?
Pressure's on Colby.
What other funny stuff did you say to strangers?
Say that again.
What other funny stuff did you say to strangers?
Whatever. You know what? That's a cool question, dude. Because what other funny stuff that we see to strangers? No, that was, I guess. No, that was pretty much the best because that was really thinking outside the box there, saying, okay, so we will let her since she's persistent. Okay, so you said it was a good question. Okay, let me hear
Very
it.
good.
Oh, sure, honey. Sure. Well, thank you guys so much. We really appreciate you having us here. Thank you.
Thank you.
impossible to get something done. Just take a step.
So thank you for being so generous with your.
I don't believe you're all
I'd like it if we could get, have Chip and Kim on one side of our Amazing Race poster and get 4th grade up here with them for a photo. So let's get 4th grade on that. So Chip can go on one side and Ray can
Yeah, sure.
Don't push up too much, guys.
I think you guys, yes, get a little something, yeah, because you got to get over there. I want you to see. I got to get you over here so you can get seen, man.
Isaiah, you're taller than
Come in the front. Come in the front. Okay, front. Are we too spread out?
We're just not centered, but that's okay.
Okay, come on.
Here we gotta get.
We're good.
Let's move. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's. Kim, you get back a little bit so that we can get.
Go in. Okay, we got it.
Converting cats.
Next week, what's the next art? Next, what's your next art?
Okay, Miss Kambari, will you go have a picture too, please? And I'll take yours. All right, it's gonna give you a picture too. Just 1 grade at a time. Okay, are we ready? I'm gonna take a whole bunch. If you can't see me, I can't see you. Okay? So yep, I need to see. Okay, ready? Take a whole bunch. Smile. 1, 2, 3. Keep smiling. Alrighty, and then everybody get a cheer.
Yeah!